Hello and welcome to Showtime. It's go time. I am the Commissioner Josh, and with me is Kevin, the Any Buffet Food Fighters. What's going on, dude?
Not much, not much. Happy to be here, trying to get my team back together. Make a run for the playoffs. Typical goat stuff.
We'll talk about that in a minute here, but let's just talk about. There's some new guys in this league, and not everybody knows the story behind the Food Fighters. So, what is the story behind that name?
So my first year ever playing fantasy football, a buddy of mine, I couldn't come up with a name, and he's like, "Hey," I was always going, Chinese buffets, whatever, and he was always like with me, and so he's like, "Make it the Any Buffet Food Fighters." I made it that. I won the championship my first year, and from there on out, I was like, "It's a legacy, never changing it."
Yeah, so there you go. That's the story behind the name. Now let's look at this season where the Food Fighters have underperformed, I think, and even this current week. I mean, you're not in chat, but Compton has been completely roasting your 28-point performance so far. Maybe a career low. I might say this gotta be one of your career worst outputs in a week that I've seen. What is going on with the Food Fighters?
Yeah, so this week my team just flopped. There's no excuses for it. They flopped hard. Um, I had some injuries. I've had some bye weeks this week, but still, the point total it's not excusable. There's no reason for my team to score that low, no matter what. But for a stretch of weeks now, it's just been a lot of little nagging injuries. I really don't have good wide receivers. I haven't been able to pick any up off free agency. I was hoping maybe someone go down. Maybe I'd have someone who steps up, gets a bigger role in their team, something like that. And so far, it's just been a struggle. I think things will start to click here soon, but until then, I can just keep doing what I'm doing and working with what I got.
Yeah. Now I seen a. Well, I won't get there quite yet. Greg Buddy, he's leading the your division right now, but big blow to his team. Derrick Henry's out. Um, that changes kind of the landscape, I think, in the league because a lot of people. There were some talks of Greg maybe. How should I say this? Not even trying, not putting together a roster. To then next thing we know, Greg's a legit contender. But now Derrick Henry's out. What do we think about Greg's chances moving forward? Is he dead?
I'm interested in what he's gonna do, and honestly, with the way Gregory runs his team, Tom said it many a times. He drafts really well, and then he makes a bunch of bad trades or bad choices, whatever, and kind of messes up his roster. This year, he hasn't really traded much. I think maybe one or two trades, whatever, and it showed. It really showed how well he does draft. But like you said, with the blow to Derrick Henry, I'm not going to say he's dead in the water. I'm not going to say he's done, but that's a big blow to his team, and it's gonna be interesting, and I want to see what he's going to do to bounce back from that.
So, that's great, buddy. Now, looking one of your, I don't know if I should say allies, PJ Russell. It's been you're not in chat, but he's been bumping his gums about my matchup against him. Leading into the matchup today, or I guess last night, he pretty much had it in the bag, but somehow Kirk Cousins and Dalvin Cook did not do enough. What's going on with PJ? Do you think he gets his season turned around, makes a playoff push, or is he just going to kind of be a fringe playoff team, maybe make it but not do anything? What's your honest gut feeling on PJ Russell?
My honest opinion is when he drafted his team, I did not like his team. With the initial team that he started the season with, I didn't think he was going to do anything. He wasn't even on my radar. I didn't think he'd be a threat. After some of the trades and the accusations he's made, he's got a good team there. There's going to be weeks, of course, where he comes up short and he loses and everything. But I do think that he's going to turn it around and make the playoffs. I feel like he's like in a similar position as me. The Foo Fighters. So we're going to pull it together and we're going to get in by the skin of our teeth, and then maybe we can be tough, in the playoffs and make a good run. I think he's in the same boat with me.
So I've asked everybody on the show, and I've got to ask this. Let's say PJ doesn't make the playoffs. Is he a fluke?
No, I don't think so. I think our league is the toughest it's ever been, and him coming in his first year in our league and him winning, even if he has a couple bad years afterwards, like I don't think we can call it a fluke. Now, if he just, say 3, 4 years from now, if he's still not performing, not doing anything, maybe it was a little lucky. Maybe it was a little lucky. But I don't think we can call him a fluke. I think that takes a lot of time.
So okay, so but we're not gonna crown him a goat or even put him in the conversation either. I'd assume then just by winning one, you can't put him in that talk either.
No, no, not yet. Not at all.
So he's somewhere in the middle for now. Okay, so is there anything this season or any player that season that has kind of surprised you, good or bad?
Um, I honestly, Greg really surprised me. I didn't think that he was gonna keep his team together this way. I thought he would do a bunch of trades with a bunch of different people and kind of flush his season down the toilet, sort of. But no, he stuck to his guns, and he does some things some weeks where I notice he'll put someone in, and I'm like, why is he playing that guy? And then that guy will go off, and I'm like, oh, okay, So he's really surprised me this year.
Okay. Um, so other than fantasy football, or I guess fantasy football league, you haven't been in chat. So what's going on with Kevin? People ask about you every now and then. They say, hey, Compton says his jabs. Everybody takes their shots. You're not there to defend yourself necessarily. Do you have anything you want to say to the league or provide any updates on what's going on or anything in general that you might want to say?
Nah, man. I just it ain't for me anymore to be in that chat as the way it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, do I miss things about it? Sure. I miss the, football debates and the funny conversations we would have and stuff. Do I miss chat overall as a whole? No, because there was a lot of toxic, you know, uh conversations being had and a lot of toxic personal jabs that even and I'm not excluding myself, me included, we was all taking at one another and stirring up, poking at each other, stirring up problems, and so I just because of that I don't miss it overall, but there is things I do miss about it, so it's just better if I'm not in there.
So there you go. There's Keevan's. There's his update on kind of his situation. I think regarding chat specifically, it sounds like. So looking forward to playoff time. Just I got a final question here. Who do you think has the best shot at winning a championship or the quote unquote Rudy or as I would call it the Patrick Compton championship trophy?
Oh man, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough down the stretch. I don't think that I would put one team above another. Especially with things like Derrick Henry going down. And we're gonna have a lot more injuries between now and then. So I think I think the league's only gonna get closer and closer. As the year goes on, and I'm not even counting out the teams that have underperformed and haven't done good so far. This season, like they still stand a chance as well.
Yeah. So all right, guys. Well, that's Kevin. That's kind of his takes, his predictions, and more. We're nearing already 10 minutes on our show. That's right around the time I usually like to kind of cut it. Kevin, the mic is yours for anything else. I know we kind of gave you an open mic, but anything else you want to talk about in general, now's the time.
The last thing I will say, I'm gonna speak on Pat Compton here for a second, right? Him and his championships. I respect it. Us calling him how you said the comment about calling the trophy the Pat Compton Trophy, this and that, and a lot of people saying he's the clear cut, go. The thing I will say about this is, if I put you in a league, he won his championships. So I'm not taking nothing away from him. He won them, right? But if I put you in a league that was half or more high school kids, wouldn't you expect yourself to win some? So
Yeah.
I think we got to take that into consideration. His first couple chips, they come at a little bit more ease. You know what I'm saying?
So
To compared to now, like I said, earlier when we was talking about PJ, I think our league is tougher than it's ever been. It's not like it was back in the day. It was more of a cakewalk. So I will say that Compton, he's definitely up there. Um, he's definitely dominant every year, but just keep that in the back of your mind next time, Hutch.
So who are you saying is the GOAT? Let's talk about it.
I say it's me and Compton neck and neck. I don't think anybody's up there with this yet. My couple championships and all my appearances, and then Compton, having three. I say we're neck and neck. I wouldn't sit here and say I'm clear cut above him, but I wouldn't say he's clear cut above me neither.
So you're saying because Compton's rings were against two of his rings were against high school kids, that those rings aren't as strong as if they were more recently.
Yeah, the league had less people in it, and half of us was high school kids, and so it's I still respect it, and I'm not going to take it away from them, but we got to take that into consideration as well.
So I'm not going to argue either way, guys. It's up to you to say in chat. Compton, I'm sure you'll have some stuff to say about this. And Compton, I'm a believer that it should be the Pat Compton Championship Trophy, especially if he wins number 4. If he wins number 4, I'm sorry, he's Bill Belichick at that point. I mean,
I'll tell you this: if he wins number 4, and he just won one, 2 years ago, was it?
Like that. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, those two will really impress me. Like, say he wins another one this year, and just coming off a championship win a couple years ago, that will be very, very impressive because it's so hard to do that the way our league is today.
Now here's real quick. I have a guy who he got potential to become a GOAT in this league, and Josh Holdreed, he's got a ring already. Last year, his team, number 1 scoring team in the league, as we all know, and then this year they're performing well again. He's been putting together some pretty strong teams. Busted Knuckles have. So
yeah, I kind of gave him his props a while back ago. I don't know if you'll remember or not, but he changed up his draft strategy probably about 3 years ago or so. And ever since then, his teams have I like his rosters. They come out, they put up a lot of points. They're solid. Whether he's winning or losing like last year, he scored the most points. He took a lot of L's, but he was putting up points and his team was performing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he's a force to be reckoned with. He's been on my radar for the last couple of years, probably 2-3 years now. I haven't slept on Josh. So people need to put some respect on his name.
Yeah, there you go. So now that's all the questions I have. I know I gave you an open mic, but I try to do it one more time before I close out. Anything else you have on your head or mind this popped up in the last few minutes?
No, not really. I will say this: my team's looking rough, but I'll be in the playoffs, and I'm gonna make a run for it. You can count on that.
We'll see, guys. That's the Any Buffet Food Fighters, kind of at a crossroads right now in their season. They're trying to get things figured out. That's Kevin. Guys, I'm Josh. It's a Showtime. It's Go Time podcast, show, whatever you want to call it. Everybody, thanks for watching. Hey, PJ, you take that L, baby. I won. You bum, trash, suck. You talked all that trash. I beat you without Devontae Adams. Let's go, baby.
Hold that LP.
Hold that L.